All right, so this video is going to be reflections on my first 30 days teaching at an international school in China. For context and background, this is my first time teaching at an international school and my first time in China. I'm in a tier 2, tier 3 city, about 2.5 million people. So how I'm gonna break this down is I'm gonna talk about work specifically in teaching at international school. Then I'm gonna do a quick bit on administratively, just the logistics of living in China. Third, talk about the apps and convenience. Fourth, talk about some cultural differences. And then fifth, a couple final thoughts. So I have some background teaching ESL and police in Thailand, but the international school I'm at now has a robust curriculum with a ton of resources, which is phenomenal, but everything was new. So new curriculum, new platforms, QMS, IXL, RGR, RASKids, QVS. It's all easy, but it's kind of a lot to learn. Like they pretty much give you the lesson plans for the most part. You have some ability to do some differentiation and some things, but they give you a ton of resources, which is awesome, but it's kind of a lot to learn quickly. My schedule is ideal. So Monday through Friday, I teach first and second period intensive English, literacy, and reading to 5th and 6th graders. I have 10 kids. They're awesome. Third and fourth period are prep classes. Fifth period is cultural studies for 8th graders. I have 13 kids. They're great. Sixth period is a study hall. So I kind of monitor the kids, but it's mainly, and I tutor a kid in technology, but it's more study prep time. 7th period is off. 8th period on Tuesday and Thursday, I have a intro to coding class for 3rd and 4th graders, and I pretty much just set up coding games for them. Then once a week on Friday for 45 minutes, I teach a leadership and empower class. So pretty light load, I would say, overall, and the kids are great and motivated. It's a win. Administratively, getting to China is a little tricky with the work visa. It's very bureaucratic. They want a lot of things. My school gave me a lot of support, which was great, but that work visa process is kind of a lot. But then once you get here, there's still kind of a lot. And so my school gave me a ton of support and pretty much did everything for me. Setting up your bank account, registering with the police, how to get an apartment, how to set up utilities. I mean, they literally, somebody from the school, with an agent they work with came, we looked at 9 apartments. They helped me negotiate. They got everything dialed in. This is the view from my condo right now, which I'm obsessed with. I'm a half mile to school, next to restaurants, a running path, nature. It's a dream. And the school pays for the 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. So it's a lot, but if your school's dialed in and they give you a lot of support, it's actually pretty easy. So China's fully run on apps. Really, WeChat is the holy grail. It's got everything. You can do everything from WeChat. You pay for everything from WeChat, Didi, taxis. It's super convenient. Sam's Club, which is their Walmart, delivers within a couple hours to a day. If I want to go somewhere, WeChat app, Didi, hit my location where I want to go. I can drag and drop the pin on a map because I can't write it in Chinese clearly. And someone's there within 60 to 90 seconds, and it's cheap. So the convenience factor is high. There's food delivery too, which I haven't even set up yet because I live so close to everything and I like kind of walking before and after meals. And the weather's great, so I haven't even set that up yet, but everybody else seems to use it and love it. So the convenience factor is high. Culturally, obviously I'm not super integrated, being here only 30 days and I don't speak any Chinese, and it's very different, but a couple things that stick out. I go running a lot and I go on these platform kind of trail runs. There's these vending machines. I can never seem to get my app to work for whatever reason on them. People see me struggling. They buy me a water, and I can't even pay them. I try to. I throw money at them and they say no. So that's nice. I was playing pickleball the other day my grip kept slipping. I asked if they sold them. They said, no, a guy gave me one. I forced money on him. 4 guys came up to me and was like, hey, in our culture, this is a gift. We can't accept money. So like that to me is, at least if you're involved in these like little subcultures, like running, or in my case, pickleball, people have been very kind, very welcoming. The Chinese people at school are over the top kind and welcoming. It's very, very nice. Some of the more difficult things to culturally adapt to, and I'm not saying that, you know, American culture is good and this is bad or whatever. It's just, it's different from the culture that I grew up in. Indoor smoking is a thing. Technically it's illegal. Everyone does it at these little restaurants. You're in this little shop eating and there's people smoking indoors right next to you. Spitting, and not just like a casual spit, but like an aggressive, like, hey, there's something deep in my throat spit, I really need to get out, is like common and socially acceptable. This is kind of a random one, but I eat a lot of chicken and they always leave the bone on the chicken. So you're like with chopsticks trying to get at the meat and like not eat bone. My boss chipped his tooth the other day. So it's kind of a random one, but like if you like chicken, you know, you gotta dodge the bones. So my experience is limited to, you know, the city I live in, which is smaller, 2.5 million people, small for China, but there's not a lot of foreigners. There's not a lot of English. There's a lot of, you know, translator apps. You use a VPN for everything, which really isn't that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a hassle sometimes. They've got nice malls. There's Western food if you want it. It's a little more expensive. Not a lot of foreigners. But again, it's still early. I think there's going to be potential to save a lot because it's a very decent income and my expenses are pretty low. Everything's cheap. Meals are $3, $4 for lunch or dinner. A luxury massage is 30 US, and that's like very nice massage. So I'm just not going to have a lot of expenses, and I've got a decent after-tax income. So I think there'll be a lot of savings potential.